Hi, Terry Duncan here with Cut, Color, and Create. I'm here to share an exciting new series with you. My nephew and I decided that we were going to make cards together, and we had so much fun the first time, we decided that we'd like to share with you what we're doing so that you can learn along with us. We're really pleased that you're here with us. We hope you enjoy it as much as we do. Again, thanks for joining us and have fun. The die cut machine that I sent to Gents is a Cricut Cuttlebug. Those are discontinued now, so it may be hard for you to find one like that. But any die cut machine will work. You just want to remember that the sandwich might be a little different depending on what the manufacturer is, and you just want to use their instructions on how to use them for your cards. Okay, so I see you've got your die cutting machine out, and that's exactly what I wanted to start with. Yeah. So, and what that machine does is it allows you to use dies like the one in your package for a bunny. So we'll be able to cut images out of paper with our machine and our die. So the next thing I'd like you to do is find your package of dies. It looks a little different in your box, but you should have three or four things. Oh, okay, those are plates, and we'll talk about those in a minute.
Yeah, I think I find.
That's the die, yes, perfect, yes, exactly. So I thought what we do is practice with your die right now.
Here,
Yeah, that's it. Good job.
These too.
Good job. Now, do you have a piece of paper that you can use to practice with? Not in what I sent you, but do you just have a piece of paper you can use?
Sorry, I can't seem to find a piece of paper small enough. I got a big regular size sheet, but I can't find the scissors.
That's okay. Just fold it in half. Take your.
Oh, okay.
Now, get those plates. Like, you had some plates. Those are your plates. Yeah, and you have a platform, which is kind of a fat one. Okay, there's three of those. You should find one that has an A on it. One that has
that's this one.
Okay, that's your sandwich. So that goes on the bottom. That's what we're making is a sandwich with these things. Okay, so that goes on the bottom.
Yeah, I've already read the manual.
You did? Okay, then you have two different plates that are two different thicknesses. One that's a thin one and one that's a thick one.
Yeah, I've got two B's and one C and one A.
So you just need one B and one C. And you can put the others aside.
Okay. Okay.
See how there's a section on your little die cutting machine that folds out?
I've got two.
You've got two. You want to open them both. Open them both so the suction cups stick to your table, and you've got it open in your handle. Are you right-handed or left-handed? Okay.
I'm right-handed.
Okay, then you might want to put those things back up and turn it around so that your handle is by your right hand.
Okay.
Okay, and have you got these leaves open like this on your machine?
Uh-huh.
You've already got them open? Okay, so you're gonna, good. Okay, it's supposed to be stuck to your table. Do you have a wood table?
No, I have a plastic one with a bunch of holes and scratches in it.
That might be why it's not sticking. So you might just have to hold the handle a little bit harder when you're doing this, but that's okay. So we're going to put the A plate down first. And you're going to put it on your machine,
Okay, I got it.
Okay, now you're going to put your B plate down.
Okay.
You're going to put that right on top of the A. Okay, now put that on top of the sandwich that you have so far.
Okay.
Okay, now you're gonna take your die, this right here. Yep, take it off of the backing. It's stuck on right now. You want to carefully take it off for two reasons. It could be sharp, so you don't want to cut yourself, but you don't want to bend it. Take one of these smaller ones instead. Let's go with an easy one first. Take one of the carrots or one of the balloons
Okay. How about
instead.
okay. I got the
Okay,
carrot off.
and now see there's a little ridge on one side and it's flat on the other side. Now
Uh-huh.
the one with the ridge is the cutting side, and you want that to be facing up, and put the flat side down on your plate B.
Okay.
Okay, now put your paper over the top of it
And put C on top of it.
and put C on top of it. And now you're gonna use your handle and push on it with your left hand, push the sandwich your left hand and run it right through your machine. See how I'm doing it? Just like I'm doing. Wow, you're
I
fast.
think.
Did it cut it?
Yep.
Good. And that is how you use your die cutting machine. So we'll be doing that a lot, but I just wanted to show you that so that when we do our class, we don't have to go through how to use the machine. Okay? You can take your
Okay.
sandwich and put it aside, and you can
Okay.
also fold up your machine and put it out of the way so we can look at the rest of the things that are in your box.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so now what I'd like for you to do is just go through the things that are in your box and just hold them up, and I'll tell you what they're for. I don't think that was in your box, was it?
Oh, sorry. That was a magnet. I guess it fell in the box.
That's okay. Okay, so that was your packet of all the cardstock we're going to use for our card next week. So put that back in the packet so you have it all together, okay? Okay, next. Okay, that is what's called an embossing folder. And that will be another class. That's just something that you'll be able to play with later. What happens is you put a piece of paper inside that, and then you use your die cutting machine to squish it, and it makes those shapes in the paper. It's really cool.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering if this was an embossing folder.
Yep, you might
Again,
do a
I
search
read
on.
up.
We can play with that in another class.
And I know what these are. They're
Yeah,
stamps.
well, they're blocks, so you stick your stamps on them, and then they're different than if you read about acrylic blocks, they're a little bit different because you rock them to get a better image with your stamping. But there's 4 different shapes in there, and I thought that might be a good thing for you to have to start off with.
Okay. What about these?
Well, you use those to put black ink on it, and then you stamp it on the paper. So that's what we were going to use the black ink to take that image and stamp it onto the paper.
Well, I think we've got don't I have dark blue?
Okay. You want to practice that real
So-
quick? You want to practice how to use that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so
I've got one.
good. Okay, open it up. And are you going to use the bunny or are you going to use the bear?
I guess I'll use the bear.
Okay, so take it. You open it up like this. Take that acrylic piece off and just set it aside. And then you can remove the stamp. These are called acrylic stamps. And you just peel it off. Sorry, I got a little ahead of you. Yeah, just take it off of the sheet there so that it's in your hand. Good. Now set aside the rest of your stamps. Now get that box with your stamping blocks.
Box.
The box with the 4 things in it that we just looked at.
Oh, the rock things.
Yes.
The rock block.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Now pick out the one that's the closest to the size of your stamp. So what you're going to do, mine's a little different. Mine's just an acrylic block. But you should have one that's kind of small. Yeah, that one you have. Perfect. You already stuck it on there. Now, one of the things you need to do with a new stamp is what they call conditioning it. So if you look at it, it's really shiny, right? It's really shiny on the edges. What you want to do is just rub your finger over the top, all those edges. Just rub it so they're dull. You don't have to rub real hard, but just, you know, you're just getting the stuff that they use to make the stamp off of it. Now you take the lid off and you turn it over and you just kind of tap it. Sometimes you have to twist it a little bit so the ink gets on those lines. And what I'm noticing with mine, because it's a new stamp, is that it's starting to bead up. Can you see that? Yeah. So it means I didn't condition mine well enough. And that stops after you use it a couple of times. But what we'll do, after you've got ink on that whole stamp, take your piece of paper.
Mine's beading up.
Yeah, both of ours is. So just follow along, get your piece of paper.
Okay.
And you want to put that down on, no, you don't have to fold it. Just put it on your table like mine is.
Okay.
Turn your stamp over like this. So you're going to press it right down and you just want to hold it parallel to the table, right? Even with the table. And first let it make contact with the paper and then kind of rub it on top. See how I'm doing it? So that the ink transfers from the stamp to the paper. And you just get it good, push it real good, and then you can lift it off and see how that turned out. Let's see what you did. Good job. That's a fantastic job. Yours looks better than mine.
Oh, mine's blotchy too.
Yeah.
You just can't see it.
What I would recommend that you do is practice with this, because practice makes perfect. The other thing is when you're done stamping, you want to clean off your stamp. I have a little squeegee thing that I use to clean it off with. But if your mom has some of these microfiber cloths, you can also use that. Just wipe it off like that. And if it doesn't come off, then you can use a little bit of water but you just want to wipe that ink off. So that is how you stamp.
I know that this is a stamp.
Yes, it
These
is.
are stamps.
Yep. Yep.
And these are inks.
Yes.
But I don't know what distress oxide is.
So that's just a bigger one. You know, they make inks in 2 different sizes.
Is this black?
No, that's the color is actually No Diving, and it has a sample there on the top. It's kind of a dark blue.
Oh, here. I think I've got. Oh yeah, I do. I have a really dark one.
That's a purple one. So you can just, if you don't want to get black, or if your mom can't get it by the next time.
It says blue. It says
blueprint.
blueprint sketch.
Yeah, so that color there is pretty close to what it is. It's a blue. Yeah.
This has been bugging me. What is this?
That is adhesive. So let me show you how that works. So mine looks a little bit different than yours does, but see, it's the same kind of thing. I don't think yours has a thing like that, but if you hold on to it like I have mine held, and you just push it down on the paper, glue runs out on the paper.
Huh?
I don't know if you can see that on, you can kind of see it shining.
Oh yeah. It is working. It's working with mine. Yeah.
Don't touch it, or you don't want to touch it on the tool itself, but you can use that to stick pieces of card together. So that little carrot that you cut out, you can now stick that carrot to that tape, that glue that you just put down on your paper.
Yeah, I always wondered how the card makers could be so perfect with glue. So now I know. Well, I got this. It doesn't have any edge on it.
Okay, so that is all, those are a whole bunch of dies. So when you're making cards, you can make pictures on, cut pieces like this one here. Look at the camera. You can cut pieces like this and draw pictures or color it. And then you can use that you've got there, those dies, and cut out those words and place them over the top. It cuts out a word, and then you can put it over the top of things. Or you can make that word your whole card. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Good. Now, if you look at that die set, there's like an outline, and then there's the word. See what I'm talking about? The outline is a shadow. So you can cut that out of like black cardstock, and then cut the word out of white cardstock, and the shadow will make the white cardstock stick out.
Oh, okay. I see now.
Good. Okay. Well, so that's all I thought we would do today, is learn a little bit about stamping and a little bit about die cutting. And if you want to, you can practice with those things. If I were you, I would practice your die cutting, because we're going to be doing that for our card.
In fact, I think.
Oh, you've already done it?
Yeah.
Good job. Well, you're way ahead of me then. So the one thing I will show you, and we'll do this in class. Are you happy with what we did today? Good. I was just going to say the biggest thing for you to do is decide if you want to just use one of the colors that you have, or if you need a pad of black ink. It doesn't really.
Well, I'd like to have a pad of black ink because then it would look a little bit more professional. But
Well, I wouldn't say professional. I wouldn't say professional because you can, that's the neat thing about making cards. You can make things any color you want. But the thing is that it might limit the colors that you use on your card. So here's, I'm going to show you the card that I made that's similar to what we're going to use, and see how that black makes an outline for everything. So if you just imagine what it would be like if you had blue there instead of black. But it would be perfectly fine. You could make the bunny blue instead of brown if you have a blue marker. And the really cool thing about that is you could do what's called no line coloring. So it'll look like you don't even have an outline. So you just need to decide if you would rather have black, then you need to ask your mom if she would get you some.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will send you can practice if you want. Send me texts if you have questions about things between now and then. Okay. Otherwise, have all your supplies ready for next week. I saw that you had you found those pencils I sent you. Those are really good colored pencils. So you have to be real careful with those because they're very good. You might need a sharpener because I didn't send one of those.
Yeah, I've got a sharpener.
Good. Okay. I think we can stop for now. You can practice all you want between now and next week, but we'll be all ready to start our card then, okay? Well, this has been fun. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, a lot.
Good. Good. Well, we're going to have more fun next week because we're actually going to make a card. Okay, well, I'm going to say goodbye for now, okay?
Goodbye.
Bye.